Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs. My name again is Jeffrey Davis. I am the host of Radio Entrepreneurs, and I'm also chairman of the board and founder of Mage LLC, a management consulting firm in Boston, working with entrepreneurs and leaders. So pretty consistent with the radio show. And our next guest is Yori Galel, CEO of Opus Virtual Offices. Welcome, Yori.
Good morning. Thank you.
Yori, can you tell us about Opus?
Opus Virtual Offices. So we provide a full corporate presence. We answer people's phones. So we give them a place to meet. We give them an address. We provide it all at a price of $99 a month. So really give our potential clients or our clients an opportunity to compete with larger or develop or startup, or we give you a full corporate presence.
Well, that's it's quite an interesting model where you slip into the marketplace. Since it's only $99 a month, is that the only option, or are you just is it really for small, let's say, office needs?
So it's really caters to a whole variety of markets. So we can go from the small company that's either startup or somebody who needs a presence, doesn't want to answer their own phones. Maybe it's Joe Painter that's painting on a ladder and really can't answer the phones, or packages coming in and nobody there to sign for it. But it could be for larger companies that wants to expand into another market. People working remote, people traveling, international company wanting a US presence. So it caters to a whole variety of markets, not just strictly the small company, but small to medium, I would say, gives an opportunity to compete against the big boys.
So, Yori, it's an interesting real estate business you're in. Has this always been your career, and how did you get to this point?
So originally, we were operating shared office environments where people were actually renting offices and were real estate developments, and found that people didn't want to incur the overhead. They didn't want to deal with large rents when they just need to operate their business. So people started to work from home or traveling and asked if we could still continue to answer their phones. And one thing led to another, and here we are now, where people finding that they don't need an office at all to operate their business. I mean, you just really you get the ultimate office solution without actually having a physical office to for every month.
Again, just to go back to your history, have you always been in the real estate business?
Variety of businesses. I mean, a lot of it real estate related, but not so much all just offices. I mean, we did all business development, office condo development, and just real estate related and associated. And prior to that, importing food products, which has nothing to do with anything except operating businesses and realizing that you need a presence somewhere.
Right. So could you tell us a little bit more about the type of clients do you get? Do you get a mixture of mostly local, or do you get international companies? How does it work, and what's the benefit?
Okay, so our footprint is we have locations in all 50 states in Canada. So we have about 650 locations. And what that does is it permits you to have a presence pretty much wherever you'd like to be. So we could have the smaller client that is local, that needs a presence locally, but you can have somebody who wants to potentially be based in Georgia, but wants to expand into Alabama, and just by not incurring major overhead, it can actually test the market. And we have people that by law are required to have a local presence to actually operate in that state or in that region. We'll have people, personal injury attorneys. So we'll go in and say, you get injured in Orlando, you're not calling the attorney in Miami, yet you're Florida barred. So why not expand the market? Why not go into having 5, 6, 7 locations throughout the state? And now you have an opportunity to reach out to a much wider market. Potentially, certainly if you're international, maybe you have selling olive oil out of Italy. We are not going to go and purchase straight out of Italy, but if the person had an office in Chicago, New York, potentially that would give us the confidence that know that there's a US presence for us to reach out to if we need anything. So from that end of it, it expands the market quite a bit. As far as our technology also helps a lot, as we're able to transfer the calls to anywhere. So no matter where you are in the world, you can still get that call. And I call it phone in your pocket, to the extent that, or your office in your pocket, where you have an app where by opening your phone, you just simply dial out, and it doesn't show your cell number, but shows your office number. So you choose your office and make the call. So it gives you that full presence without incurring the overhead.
One of the things that makes me think about is the community. Since you're in 50 states and Canada, is there a community associated with Opus where it enables people to meet each other, to support each other?
So initially, no, there isn't. But the initial part of that is pre-COVID, people didn't want their client base to know that they were in a virtual office. It was more the illusion of it. We serve the purpose and give the presence of a full-time office. And people felt that their client may feel they're not as good of a company. They don't have an office. They don't have brick and mortar potentially. During COVID, a lot of people worked from home. It created an acceptance of it. Now, post-COVID, it's almost preferred. People work from just about everywhere. And it's slowly people coming in and sharing, yes, I'm in a virtual office, but not as much. It's not like the rah-rah, super proud. So our centers are relatively generic. It doesn't say Opus virtual offices, plastered all over the place. So if you go into a meeting, it'll just look like a professional meeting, but it doesn't really advertise our company per se. So you can create your own illusion any way you want. So we really don't set it up in a way where we share contacts.
When you say, it sounds like there's a lot of real estate that you're involved with. Fairly big organization. Are there partners?
No, I mean, it's mostly the company's privately owned, and it's a small core, but at the same time, the footprint is large. The spaces are not. The spaces are really set up more of the receptionist, the conference rooms, mail room, but not some really, really large WeWork type space where you have, 15, 20, 30,000 square feet, and then wake up every first of the month with massive rents. We don't have that. I mean, we're fully debt free, and we fully operate in a way that doesn't incur. We also don't incur very many expenses. We operate in a certain way. Our business plan works really well that way.
You talk about expenses. I'm just wondering, in the next 3 to 5 years, do you have to adapt for smart offices?
So our program being the all-inclusive type, the 99, is really very niche. A lot of companies will keep readapting and adding. We just do the all-inclusive that meets a certain type of client base that just needs their phone, needs an address, doesn't need so much more, doesn't need too many bells and whistles, but also doesn't like small print. So you don't have the limits on number of calls, or limits on number of voicemails, or limits on mail being received, or mail being scanned, or anything else on that end of it. We provide you with a package that is an all-inclusive that seems to be consistent. We've been doing this for, I think, 14 years now, and still haven't changed very much on that end, except technology, just keeping up. So all we do is just keep up with technology, and it's all in-house, so everything gets developed here.
If someone was looking for you, wants to know more about Opus, how would they find you?
You find us on opusvirtualoffices.com. I mean, opusvo.com to shorten it up, but through the website. This website should be self-explanatory, showing a lot of photos, showing a lot of information, press releases. But at the same time, from there, our team, we're happy to chat with you, happy to speak with you. We value customer service quite a bit. So you should be able to reach somebody and not be on hold for 20 minutes to speak to somebody.
Great. Yori, I want to thank you for being on Radio Entrepreneurs today, and remind our listeners there's more stories on Radio Entrepreneurs.